As a leader in the tech world, as someone who's had a lot of success in technology, what's your initial reaction to a Trump presidency?
It was very surprising. I was extremely shocked. Kind of couldn't believe it at first. And then, so there was that, kind of shock period, and then I started thinking about it, and I think it's a real eye-opener for us in technology, and to examine the role that we've played in creating the information ecosystem where Trump would, an economic ecosystem actually, where Trump would get elected.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I mean, you in the tech world, I mean, even with Twitch, like you guys have created these technologies that you can code your ideas into the hands of billions of people. What questions in technology with these leaders who have so much power should we start asking now?
Yeah, one of them is, have we created systems that bring people together and to find common ground, bring us together as Americans, or have we created systems that divide us into different parties, the Republicans, Democrats? I think that's a really hard question. Through technology, it's very possible to live in your own bubble. In my Facebook feed, it's all, you would never believe that Trump would be elected. And the information sources that I was consuming failed to examine the things that were appealing to a large body of Americans.
What's the responsibility, right? You look at someone like Mark Zuckerberg, who has incredible power. He can tweak an algorithm and it could affect an election. This is the new era that we live in. So what responsibility or what conversations within should these tech companies be having?
We've lived in a feedback cycle for technology that's around, how do I drive the most engagement? How do I drive the most page views? It's the same in media as well. And consequently, you get things that are clickbait. You get things that feed people the information that they want, whether it's on the left or the right. And that is like an algorithm question, right? It's like, what value do you place on showing people the facts or what's true, and what value do you place on showing people things that they engage with more?
To me, I think, wow, you have the complaint that Silicon Valley can be very insular and that they're creating all of this innovation, and there are people, which is what we saw with the election, that are worried about their jobs. They're worried about automation and all these technologies. And those are a lot of the folks that voted for Donald Trump. So do you think Silicon Valley, do you think the tech industry is empathetic enough to real world problems?
I think we need to be more empathetic to real world problems. The fact is that the American market and economy has been very good to technologists over the past 8 years. Technology is making a huge amount of money and getting a huge amount of influence in America, and it's time for technology, the tech sector, to think about how we impact the rest of America. We have disruption, whether it's technologies like Uber, whether it will be new technologies in the future like self-driving cars, completely replacing truck drivers or cab drivers. What's going to be the impact for people outside of technology? And are those people going to lose their jobs? Are they going to become very angry? Are they going to become a new voting bloc? We need to figure out how to build a society that's inclusive of everybody.
How about you personally? How will the outcome of this election impact you personally as an entrepreneur, as an investor?
I guess it opened my eyes to some of these bigger problems. 2 days ago I was thinking of the next company, the next investment, what's going to, various individual sectors or markets. But this is a much more existential question for America and for the tech industry in general, I think. There is a common criticism in Silicon Valley that Silicon Valley entrepreneurs are only concerned with, very small problems, how to meal delivery services and new photo sharing apps, and that we're not tackling the bigger problems. And I think that maybe this will be an eye-opener, a catalyst for doing some of that.